Phase 4 of Project Assembly is within my grasp. We are just one space elevator part away from the true endgame of Satisfactory. So far, I assembled the magnetic field generators. I manufactured those thermal propulsion rockets and finished those assembly director units. All that is left to automate now is 100 nuclear pasta. I hope your nonna and nonna are done watching Telelatino because in order to create the pasta, we must become the pasta. Up until recently, my factory has been pretty neat and modular, but things are starting to change. More and more of my trains are piling up around the space elevator. If belts are spaghetti and floating flat factories are lasagna, then my trains are the fettuccine. The real challenge will be finding a new and unique way to break our entire logistics network and create a total supply chain collapse. And to aid in that mission, it is finally time we introduce drones. Because at this point, the question is not what can go wrong, because we know the answer to that already. It's everything. No, the real question is how it can go wrong. So join me on this journey as I rediscover my Italian roots and cook pasta just like my nonna used to make. Except, instead of spaghetti noodles, we're using the exotic matter of collapsed stars. In order to cook nuclear pasta, we need a few things here. I can bore you with the math, but basically 0.5 pressure cubes plus 100 copper equals 0.5 nuclear pasta per minute. I'm aiming for at least one per minute to make it move a bit faster, but gives me some time to mess around in my factory. But to make one pressure cube though, we need 1 fused modular frames per minute and 2 radio control units. To make things way less painful though, I've already scaled up a number of components to save time. Remember, I built a giant cube to make every type of cube in the game. So it's fitting that the pressure cube gets the final floor. And with that comes all those heavy modular frames that we're gonna need. We're gonna be making 3 pressure cubes per minute. Why? I don't know, maybe I just hate myself. Let's start with the pressure cubes, because most of this junk is already ready to go. Setting up on the top floor of the supercube, we are making 2 blenders to produce 3 fused frames per minute. So to feed the beast, we're gonna need more gas. That is easy. More heavy modular frames. I already put in the work. And some aluminum casings. No probs, just another trip back to Shrek Swamp to scale up another run of casings. And this won't be my last. The trains are already built up here, so I'm just gonna need to load everything up and it's good to go. The real fun though is driving all this stuff 3 floors of factory bullcrap. Things are about to get real ugly as we use these conveyor lifts to shove this trash all the way to the top. Now on to those radio control units. Radio control systems are the best way to manufacture these things. The real pain though is crystal oscillators. But guess what? We got those ready to go too. Way back earlier in this playthrough, I found myself in a strange liminal space between extreme hyperfocus and pure disassociation. And due to a rounding error, literally a freaking rounding error, ended up automating like 15 oscillators per minute. So, thanks to my past mistakes, I get to ease off the gas here a little bit. For logistical sake, I'm going to assemble everything at Shrek Swamp, since I can keep it all close to the casings. This leads to circuits and rubber. I only ever automate enough circuit boards for what I immediately need. And whenever I try to scale up petroleum products, well... So this time, we're going to do something entirely different. The electrode circuit board is a big brain recipe that makes use of all that petroleum coke that we usually sink. So why don't I just make a bunch of rubber, send some to the train, and then use the rest to combine with the byproduct to make all those circuit boards. Genius!
A few moments later.
Damn it, this was stupid. I don't produce enough coke and rubber to match the circuits I need. Plus, I overestimated how much little space I need, so I just jam everything in. I think I spent like 2 hours figuring out what the fuck I was trying to even do in the first place. Building more refineries, jamming in power shards, regretting my life choices. After expelling the bare minimum effort to get this thing working, I finally make the next move. I build a massive train, name it Josh Allen to deliver all this crap back to Shrek Swamp, and honestly, this is starting to sound less like a playthrough Satisfactory, and more like the kind of slop you would prompt generative AI to make you. Alright, Josh Allen train inbound with 3 of the 4 components needed for victory. Everything is being fed into 2 manufacturers. Now it's time to deliver these things to the Megacube. And for that, we're using drones. My first drone in the game, we were coloring this guy like one of my favorite Pokemon, Champion Cynthia's go-to fairy flying type. That just also happens to resemble a white Northrop B2 Spirit Bomber. Let me introduce you to Togekiss. The drones need fuel, and it's not like we can just jam in a bunch of coal to this guy like he's some sort of steampunk bomber. If we want these babies to fly, we're gonna need batteries. Good thing I took the time to automate some batteries right by the swamp. That way I can get these guys going and going and going, and I just realized I'm using the wrong brand slogan. Now that we got those two major components, we can finalize the pressure cubes. So finally, we got these guys rolling out. But now comes the real challenge. The pasta. There are a few ways we can approach this. All of them require me to get around the tangled mess of crap I built around the space elevator. So I'm going to make some more space and build a couple extra particle colliders right next to the space elevator itself. Now it's just a matter of getting those pressure cubes and a stupid amount of copper powder close by. And for that, even more drones. So setting up another port on top of the cube, we're going to be doing some real dirty dangles with the logistics here. Naming all these ports and train stations after stadiums and professional athletes for some reason. How one ship posts says a lot about a man. With all these references to movies, video games, TV shows, and professional sports, I have painted myself as the most basic bro ever. Truly, a standout guy with such unique and niche interests such as watching the most acclaimed TV series of all time, playing the most critically acclaimed video games of all time, and being a Leafs fan, which for some is a position that can only be matched with disgust and hatred, which leads me to my next step, creating a train named Austin Matthews to deliver batteries to the cube so a drone can then deliver them back to the space elevator. Yes, that's right, the exact same cube where I got a drone already delivering parts to. So why didn't I make another drone for the batteries or just use the train in the first place? I have no fucking idea. I never planned that far ahead. Those batteries should be arriving any minute now. Any minute now. Okay, now what? Damn it. Did I just send the train to offload at the wrong station and onto the wrong belt? Again? Great, now I need to flush this all off the belt line. Smart splitters and awesome sinks to the rescue. And you know your PC is playing this game at high performance when the conveyor belts are moving backwards. Anyways, setting up this new drone, pick a port, and off she goes. Godspeed, little drone dude. Wait, no, wrong way. Wrong port again. I swear, I'm not doing this on purpose. These are actual fuck-ups I make when actually playing this game. Alright, now that the pressure cubes are at the main factory, we just need a whole ton of copper powder to finish the job. Maybe not I'm Kibitz level of copper powder, but still enough copper powder to fuel multiple nights of increasing shareholder value. For that, I upgraded some miners and used some refineries to forge some pure copper ingots. Chop them up, snort them, I mean deliver them to the accelerators. Before I power everything on, let's just reflect that so much have been leading up to this. The nuclear power plants to power these bad boys, the supercube giving me all the supplies to forge this stuff. It has been a long step of this journey, but we are just getting started. Until then, it's time to cook. And there it is, the first of many nuclear pastas. A small chip off a huge neutron star just waiting to be blasted up to project assembly. After a little bit of messing around, the entire batch of pasta has been cooked up. And with that, we made it. I get to launch this stuff up to outer space while Ada gave me both backhanded compliments and just straight up insulted me for having ADHD.
And plan ahead when setting up new production lines, and make sure not to leave it all until the last moment.
You're asking a hell of a lot of me, Ada. Thus begins Phase 5, the real final boss of Satisfactory. Join me next time as we face off against one of the Elite Four of Satisfactory. Be sure to like and subscribe, and once again, thank you for watching.